Welcome back. Another week, another episode.
So exciting. Today we have a very exciting episode.
More light-hearted.
Fun, but extremely important. We kind of want to jump into the fact that it's not just the big things that matter, and we should celebrate all the little things, all the fun things.
Enjoy all the little things.
And find joy in anything and everything. Yeah. Today's episode is about
romanticizing your life.
Beautiful. I put it in. It's so cute.
How do you romanticize your life, Danielle? Give us a good example. Give the class the best example you can think of.
I romanticize my life in so many ways. And I was actually speaking to Lori about it because when we were planning the episode, she said, I think you asked the question, how do you do it? It's such a weird concept to me. And I was like, dude, I am so delusional. I legit romanticize everything.
Single thing, yeah.
Every single thing. Washing the dishes, driving somewhere, random chores. I just romanticize the little things. And it's actually a problem because I over-romanticize things wildly. But we move. That's fine. My favorite ways to romanticize life is definitely in the way that I dress. That's a very big one for me.
That's actually, good point.
Because it brings me so much joy.
Yes.
And I am very much the person who will overdress for any occasion.
Okay. Yeah.
Or over-accessorize or over anything, right? It's too much color, too much tatton, too many accessories. It is what it is. I will do it. Because it just brings me so much joy. And I really don't mind to be the most overdressed or overdressed at an event because this is me. I'm romanticizing this moment for it to be a moment for me to dress up type of thing. So I've kind of romanticized my life in that way where I don't really dress to the occasion. I just add a little bit of spice to it because I make it more special than it is, if that makes sense. So it gives me confidence. It makes me so happy to just go all out and express myself through clothes. So that's a big one for me. And then little things like my morning coffee.
Always make it nice.
I romanticize the shit out of that. Yeah, 100%.
So cool.
But the cute things, even it could be me adding something special to my coffee or making a special coffee, or it could be me making my coffee and finding a cute little sun spot either in my apartment or on the rooftop of my apartment and just taking it in, making it a special moment, playing some worship music or whatever it may be, and just actually trying to be present.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing about romanticizing. Sorry, I'm rambling a lot now, but that's a big thing about being romanticizing your life is just being so present in that moment that it brings you joy.
Brings you joy. I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It makes 100% sense.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Lori, how do you romanticize your life?
I was actually telling Danielle when you were playing this that it's one of my goals to romanticize my life more. So I think we're on the opposite end. You say you do it too much. I need to do it more. But one of the things is I never miss a sunset. If we see a sunset, I always take a cinematic, very romantic on 3 zoomed in. Little video, just capture that moment and just I don't know, feels magical. That's how I day.
Yeah.
And I think the other example that I would have is I really like, or I've recently really liked, creating little trailer videos of a weekend or event we go through or whatever. Yeah. And it's just kind of I don't know, it makes me feel I value those moments so much more because I captured all these small special moments.
Yeah.
It just makes the feeling, I don't know, makes my heart warm. Being able to look back on it, but then also just being able to capture those little moments and actually really appreciate and value that time.
That's very true. I posted a video of my family and I in New York when we were visiting my little sister for her graduation, and it's just that video brings me so much joy because firstly, it was a super rainy day and it was chaos and it was so cold and whatever, but we still had so much fun, and taking a cute little video with the family just captures the joy that was going on there, which I think is so cute. That's so true. And that's also kind of what I love about, or that's how my new approach to social media.
I think it's a healthy approach to social media.
Yes.
Capturing those moments.
100%. But it's also, it makes it so much more fun.
And
because you kind of like want to share those happy moments, and it's not that I don't want to share the sad moments. Obviously I don't, but like it's just those are the things that bring me so much joy, and I kind of want to share them with the world, type of thing.
Okay.
Yes. When I started romanticizing my life, there was such a big perspective change for me, in the sense where I felt like I was making it special for myself.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, because you're like almost like taking yourself on a little date. Yes, like if you could see it that way, you're doing it for yourself, and it could be anything. It could be your morning coffee. It could be washing the dishes. Yeah. It could be like putting new bed sheets on the bed.
Whatever.
These are all like practices of self-care. Yeah. I feel like they're all things that like bring you joy, and that you're doing to make you happy, or that you're doing to like make your space a happy space for you, or a safe space for you, or whatever it may be. So it is, at the end of the day, all self-care. I don't know, it changed my perspective in a way where like my standards are higher for myself.
Yes.
And for other people to be in my life, because I add so much value to my own life. You really need a...
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And I'm going to overshare now, but but so I struggled a lot with memory loss a few years ago, and that was extremely hard for me because I felt like I couldn't remember anything. And at that point in time, I couldn't remember anything. So like I would forget whatever happened the day before. I would forget what happened a week before. I would forget what anyone said, etc., etc. So that was really hard for me, and I started to resent myself a lot. And then at one point in time, I just decided, like, dude, you can't hate yourself for the way that your brain works right now. Rather have grace with yourself and kind of like find ways to like still enjoy those moments, because it's hard to enjoy a moment if you know you're going to forget it, type of thing. And so I just shifted my perspective to just be as present as possible, because firstly I wouldn't be able to remember it. Might as well just enjoy it right now. But then I also did this thing where I took a photo every day. So I had a photo of the day for, I think it was 2021.
Yeah.
I had a photo every single day of the year, and it was like the special way for me to like be able to go back and look at those photos and say, and then like when I see something and it sparks a few memories, then I'm like, oh, that's what happened. But I couldn't remember it if there was nothing to like spark a memory. Yeah. And so that was very, very cool for me to like have a photo of the day every single day. And now I can even go back to that folder, and I can't remember a lot of the year, but like when I see that photo, it like sparks a memory, and I'm like, that's what happened. Or like I have, every time like I would do something with friends, like they would be my photo of the day, because I wanted to remember the people and the like community, not just like when I was by myself. And sure, like obviously there were days that I was by myself and I would just take a photo of the day that was cute, and like where I romanticized it to be like a special moment and to be present even when I'm by myself. But that very much changed my perspective to also just be grateful for the little moments, because I couldn't remember really anything. But
little moments,
yeah. And so I think that's probably a big reason for why I romanticize my life so wildly. And now that I'm really working through my memory loss, and it's gotten so much better, and I can remember a lot of things now, which is really, really cool. It's beautiful to like see the growth that's come from that, but it's also cool to see everything that I've learned through this process, and to like be present and romanticize the little things, because like life is so short at the end of the day.
It is,
and we should make like the little things
count.
Yeah, because it's not just the big things, it's the little things as well. And they all like mold us into who we are today. I'm going to stop. I'm getting so philosophical. There's a difference between being intentional and kind of like escapism and trying to like run away.
Yes. I would argue that romanticizing your life is exactly the opposite of escaping it. You actually embracing it completely.
I just feel like, and sorry, once again, being philosophical, okay, but intention in anything just adds so much more value to it.
Yes.
To anything in life. Like not just...
When you're intentional with your time, intentional with your goals.
With your relationships, with anything. Intention just changes everything.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I think we tend to like, it is escapism, and we tend to like just live in survival mode.
Yes.
Which is so sad. Because once again, life is so short. At the end of the day, even when you're going through hard things, there are so many beautiful moments in between. And like even looking back at like the last, let's say 6 months of my life, it's been hard. There's been some wild things going on, and like in a good way and a bad way, right? But it doesn't mean everything was bad. I've had to deal with some hectic shit, but I've also been so blessed to have like an amazing past 6 months. So there's been hard times and there's been really good times. And through the hard times, there are some silver linings. And even if they're not silver linings, they're just beautiful moments with family or beautiful moments by yourself or with friends or whatever it may be. If you're intentional about those moments, it makes it easier to process the hard things that are going on, because there's...
Makes life more fun.
It really does.
Look forward to, and just moments to enjoy.
I agree.
And it can be very simple stuff, like, we can just talk about a few examples. And it's like one of the things I love to do. I love grocery shopping, okay? But sometimes errands cannot be so lekker. And just go getting a fancy coffee and shopping with your coffee and walking through every single aisle and just looking at everything. Like, just taking the time, relaxing, having a coffee. Just enjoy the time.
It legit just adds like 5 to 10 minutes extra to the whole experience, but it makes it so much more pleasant and fun.
It feels like you're a main character in a movie or whatever story.
100%. The whole main character like movement, if I could call it that, has been so interesting to me, because it's really important to me to not be selfish. But I do think it's so beautiful to take small moments that you are going to be by yourself anyway, that you're not being an inconvenience to anyone. Even if you are, just do it. I just feel like it's so important to take those mundane moments, those moments that feel like nothing, those moments that you are just by yourself and no one can kind of like
them beautiful.
See you, and no one's around. Make them beautiful, make them intentional. When you have a day to yourself, I feel like the societal norm is to kind of like stay home, either be in bed or on the couch watching something or just scrolling through your phone because you don't have people around you, like you just kind of like want to relax. But taking that time and being intentional with it, this is a big one actually. When I started romanticizing my life, is I would take myself on a picnic dates. So I would take my watercolor, like paint and paper, whatever, and a little picnic blanket and maybe a snack or something if I have something in the cupboard, or I would like stop at Starbucks and get myself a cute little coffee and then just go sit in the park and paint.
That's cute.
Or read or whatever it may be. And that's just like the amount of joy that brought me. It's like when I'm by myself, I never want to scroll ever again, because it makes me so happy compared to scrolling and not getting anything out of that.
I agree. Yeah.
It's actually bad for your brain. Yeah.
Another example can even be like setting the table very nicely for dinner. And, you kind of get into routine, but it doesn't matter who comes to eat at our house, or if my husband and I eat dinner together, which we obviously do a lot of time. Just setting the table with placemats, putting on a candle, pouring a nice glass of wine or whatever, just enjoying like the small moments.
Exactly. And even
a candle actually changes a lot.
It does. It really does.
Romanticizing life. I should get more candles now that I think about it.
Even like filling the bath, like a bubble bath with a few candles, makes such a big difference. And then also what I want to say, so you're like a whole wife, right? Yeah. I am very much not a wife, and I feel like I'm still like a child, and I'm not very good at looking after myself. No, I am. I don't eat very well. That's what I want to say. And so for me, is romanticizing those moments is I'll either like order my favorite meal from somewhere and be like, you know what, it's going to be cute. I'm just going to treat myself, order my favorite meal. Or I will make an effort to like make something that I know brings me a lot of joy. It's taking a moment to take care of yourself and spoiling yourself, even through the little things. And you were going to do that anyway. You were going to eat anyway. Rather just make something that makes you really happy or like is really good for you.
Plates it up nicely or whatever.
Exactly. Just it's the little things. It's literally the little things. Yeah. Or when my roommate and I are just cooking or just relaxing at night, we'll never put on the main lights. We'll only put on like candles or like ambient lights or whatever it may be, like the lava lamps or anything. You're just romanticizing a random Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Why not? I agree with you.
See, my whole life is just one big romance movie, guys. It's just me though, but... And from my perspective, because I'm single, is I love romanticizing those little moments because I'm not in a relationship. Okay. And I feel like we think it's easier to romanticize or to like have a romantic moment with someone else, right? And so we've kind of like...
That's how we wired.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we wired. So changing that and bringing yourself so much joy, and I know that sounds so pathetic and whatever, but it's so important to still have those happy moments by yourself. And I think even when you're in a happy, healthy relationship, we all still have moments that we're by ourselves. It's like romanticizing your makeup routine, or like, I used to actually do this, you know, when you like watch a YouTube video of like someone teaching you how to do this thing, and then when you do your own makeup, you do it as if you're the...
I 100% do that.
As if you're the YouTuber.
100% do that.
You like explain all the steps. It makes it so fun.
It does make it fun. Try it, honestly.
Exactly.
It really does make it fun.
I know you feel stupid, but it's so fun. It's like cooking and like imagining you're on a cooking show.
Exactly.
It's putting an outfit together and imagining that you are styling like someone.
That's one thing I do with outfits as well. It's like I'd choose an item and then I'm like, it's like a fashion show and you have like an item challenge, whatever.
Exactly.
But it's just kind of like, I need to style this item and building an outfit around that, but just like making the dress up process so much fun. And then you feel so cool when you style the item. So
exactly.
Yeah, I do
100%. It makes me so happy. I think that's a big thing for me, is I just love sharing that joy. So like, even though it's really hard to communicate the fact that I am so happy with my outfit today, I will take a photo of it and I will post it, because I'm like, look how cute. Look, just look how cute this is.
That's true.
It doesn't have to be for anyone else. It's for yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have to post it for the validation. I just love posting it because it makes me happy and I want to share how cool I think the outfit is. Yeah. And so I think like we tend to get in our heads about what we post and whatever, like, what is this person going to think? I don't really care what this person is going to think, because it brings me joy. And it's not about... See, I'm very passionate.
Preach.
It's not about what this person, like, whoever thinks. It's about me being happy, and I want to share my joy with the world, man.
There we go.
Okay, guys. I'll calm down.
No, but
See,
honestly,
I'm very passionate about this topic.
But honestly, though, I think there's so many benefits to doing it. Like, just bringing joy to the everyday. We've said this a million times, but it really does just bring small joy. It makes things like mundane tasks that you have to do just so much more fun. And I just think it changes your mindset, because you start looking for those small joys, like, you know, how can I change this to make it more fun? You know, even, you know, if that means dishing up your takeaways nicely. Like, I know dishes are horrible, but just making you feel fancy and nice, and like just makes you think of, how can I make this better for myself?
Yeah.
Which is a great mindset.
How can I make it special?
Exactly.
It very much is a mindset change. And I would highly recommend it to anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
Because it's just like small joys, guys. It's not just the big things. It's the little things. It's the tiny things. It's the medium things. It's everything. And why not just be extra happy? I don't see any harm in that.
Come on now.
Well, something that I've like learned through this process, and the mindset shift that's come with it, is just being grateful for like the little things. It's more that mindset of, I get to do this instead of I have to do this. I get to clean my apartment because I have an apartment which is like wild and insane, and I am so blessed to have an apartment, and I get to keep it clean and keep it like, make it a safe space for myself.
And I have the time and the energy to do that.
Exactly. And I do that through washing the dishes, washing the floors, like doing whatever. And I get to do these things. So it makes you also just so grateful. Well, there's definitely been like that shift for me.
And I also think evokes creativity, because it, like, especially with our outfits, I know we just spoke about us styling ourselves every day, but that is like a creative outlet for both of us, is to do that and to make that moment special, like tickles a creative part in our brain. And it also just to turn every moment into something cute or sweet or extra special. You need to be creative and think of different ways and whatever.
Exactly.
So I think that's definitely does that as well.
It's such a good example, because I remember when I left corporate, I obviously could dress up corporate in like corporate wear every day, right? Which I loved. I was so excited since I was a little girl to like get dressed up every day. And it brought me so much joy. Like the night before, I would like be in bed and I would like think about what am I going to wear tomorrow? I'm so excited, whatever. And then I would think about my outfit, I would figure it out, and it would make me so excited to get up the next day and put this cute little outfit together. And I would, every single time, I would just be so happy. And when I left corporate, it was actually one of the biggest things that I really struggled with and that I really missed is like getting up and getting excited for my day, because now I was like at home constantly. What are you getting dressed for? Why are you wearing heels in your own house type of thing?
But that's like tip number one for working from home is get dressed.
Get dressed and get ready.
Every single day.
Yeah, 100%. It makes such a big difference because it's self-expression, it's creativity, it keeps you happy, and you're just like romanticizing something super small and mundane that you're going to have to do anyway. So you might as well just make fun.
I agree. And I think just going back to the point on that making like errands and making tasks we have to do fun, it can also just maybe delay or even prohibit burnout because you're making every single thing just fun and just relaxing into it. Like you're not stressed up about it. You're just enjoying it and relaxing into whatever you have to do.
It's like the example that you gave about going grocery shopping or like running errands, but you like buy yourself a cute little coffee beforehand. It just like makes it a main character moment. You get all the stuff done. Then it turns into self-care because then it's like I'm doing all these things for myself. Make my life easier or to feed myself or to whatever it may be. And that is beautiful to like try and run away from burnouts by actually just being really nice to yourself. Guys, it's so easy.
It really
I'm kidding. It's not that easy, but yeah. I think it's about mindfulness and like trying to make these moments count. Yeah, exactly.
I think one thing that's really important with romanticizing your life is that it's very easy to say, I don't have time, my life looks a certain way, or I don't have this, or I'm not this person, or whatever.
It feels funny, or it feels silly.
I actually learned this from Danelle, when she dresses up for whatever she wants to dress up in. It doesn't matter the occasion. And so little people question it. Like, obviously, there's people who are kind of like, okay, but they get over it very quickly. Like, they don't question it because actually everyone's like, oh, that's freaking cool.
But that's the thing, is like I've never been questioned when I overdress for something. I only get complimented.
Exactly. Because everyone was like, oh, that's actually so cool. So even, for example, like setting your table very fancy when people come eat by you, whether it's an event or not, no one's going to question it. Everyone's going to be like, that table is really beautiful. Like, thank you for setting it so nicely.
No one's going to judge you. No one's going to judge you for like setting your table with a little bit of extra spice.
And if that makes you happy, then that's all that matters. All that matters, yeah.
But it's the same as like, and I know we keep going back to like the fashion aspect of it, but if you look at the psychology of fashion, is at the end of the day, you do more and you achieve more and you work harder when you feel confident, and that's what clothing at the end of the day can give you, the confidence. And so why not just do it?
Yeah.
Because no one actually cares type of thing. And
it's very good to hear.
It's so interesting because I'll like, when I'm like getting ready with friends or whatever, I've heard friends say, yeah, but then I'm going to be overdressed. So what? But why?
Are you worried about this?
Exactly. Yeah. I am very much the type of person, I will rock up anywhere in anything. It's going to be a vibe. And
you don't care.
I don't care. It's fun. It's also really fun to like see people like look you up and down and be like, yes, I know.
You're like, yep, I did that.
This is me.
Yeah,
this is who I am. And then to go back to your previous points, regarding people that say they don't have time. It's like, fair enough, I get it, but no one has time.
No one has time now.
And we have so many moments throughout our days that kind of just, they just are. They just move past. They're just like, you're kind of just surviving through them. Where if you are intentional about making them a special moment, then it just changes everything at the end of the day. Is you're going to go through all these things anyway.
Yeah, you might
as well make it fun. Yeah,
I agree. Our question to you and a challenge actually would be to romanticize your life this week, and then let us know how do you maybe you really do some small acts to make your life fun and every moment a little bit more special.
Yeah,
so let us know, we'd love to hear.
100%. And it's also interesting to like see how you just, because I feel like you just put it in perspective as well, is it makes life fun, but it also, like, guys, life doesn't have to be that serious.
No, it really doesn't.
Just like have a little bit of fun with it. Make it special, make it unique.
Yeah.
And just
enjoy it.
Stop taking it so seriously. I understand life's hard and there's so many things going on, and there's financial problems and there's this and there's that, and it is a really tough world, but we might as well just try and make it as happy as possible.
Oh, exactly.
I want to just, there's one quote, guys.
She wants to read to you.
It's so dramatic, I understand. But I just think it's really cool. You don't need a grand love story. You just need to fall in love with your own existence. I'm just leaving that. You do with it what you want. Do with it whatever you want. But yeah. Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
And then our small business of the week.
This week's small business of the week is Van Licht Media, who we know very well. I use her actually for most of my business photography.
And I model for business photography, so that's how I know the business.
So a women-owned business. Her name is Michelle. She's such a sweetheart. And yeah, she has also quite a similar story to Danelle and I, which is super cool.
She studied law and started her photography company while she was studying. It's like a side hustle. And then just couldn't put the camera down and turn that into like her full-time job.
Exactly.
Which I think is really cool, like pursuing something that makes you really happy.
Exactly.
Even though it's not like the traditional
and I think her perspective on it is so cool. Like her passion lies in really freezing the time for people and just like capturing a moment and moments in people's lives. And that's what I like about photos as well. It's like you truly feel.
It's about romanticizing life, guys.
It really is. I'd love to read you what she said her business name stands for. So Fun is the first part of her surname. Licht is the German word for light. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, because that would be embarrassing. And then light is the origin of everything. Let there be light was the first word spoken when the earth was created. Light is just a symbol of hope and a key player in photography and videography terms, which is so cool. That her name has so much meaning to it. But anyway, we'll tag her in post on Instagram.
She's amazing.
She really is. She does everything from wedding photography, lifestyle to now brands, because I lured her into it. But truly amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check her out.
100%.
You have the best week.
Have the best week. We will see you next week. And thank you for tuning in. And please let us know how you're going to romanticize your life today.
Do it.
Right now. Right now.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.